Conflict is dispute, argument, clash. Conflict is disagreement, misunderstanding, particularly when it gets protracted. It's on and on and on and on, and it does happen. Do you know, church, that wherever there are human interactions, wherever you have human activities, we are bound to have misunderstanding, we are bound to have disagreement in offices, in church, at home, in your lab, wherever. If human beings are there, there are most likely going to be some misunderstanding. Even in heaven, there was a conflict between God and Satan, and God dealt with it. Among the apostles, I'm saying this so that you know that when there's a conflict between you and your friend or your wife, whatever it is, it's not too a big thing. It's okay. How do we resolve it? That's the key issue, and that's what has brought us here. I realized from between Peter and Paul, there was a very sharp disagreement. Between Paul, with all his epistles, and Barnabas, there was a conflict, and they could not even resolve. Among siblings, Abraham and Lot, Jacob and Esau, the patriarchs. But the key issue is, how do we handle conflict when they do come, when they arise? I'll be married to my beloved, but this year will be, pardon me. This year will be 27 years that we got married. And we have come a long way. With 4 lovely girls, now teenagers, now young adults, 27 years. And when we go the places where we see people and we ask them, how is your marriage? And when they say 50, 60, the first question we ask them, how did you get this far? How did you make it this far? We want to glitch one or two things from them. So it's our pleasure. We try to be real and be honest with you. Pastor Lola said something this morning, my angel. Said something this morning, that what will take people to hell will be relationships. People not being able to handle their relationships. It's not the big sin, so to speak. So we will bear out our hearts to you. We will be honest with you. We will be real with you. Praise God. We ask my love to just share with you what are the causes of conflict. We saw one of it there. The woman was getting rather too late to get to work. They are going for an occasion. And the woman was not ready in good time. Little as it was bringing a conflict in between. So I'm going to ask her, what are the leading causes of conflict in relationships, not just between husband and wife, among siblings, among friends, where you work, in offices? What are they? Pastor Lola, please.
Thank you, sir. I just want to say, you see, when we got married, the first 2 years of our marriage was very traumatic. And the reason, yes, and the reason is because my husband was coming from a different background. I was coming from a different background. My husband has different personality. I have different personality. My experiences in life were completely different from my husband's experiences. I came into the marriage with expectations. He came into marriage with expectations. I came into marriage wanting a particular type of marriage. My husband came into marriage wanting a particular type of marriage. So, if you are in the beginning of your marriage here and there is crisis, chill. Take it easy. It's a normal thing for two people to come together and to begin to live, to begin to learn how to live together cordially. There are bound to be friction. You're not crazy, you're not mad. It's just because you are learning to blend two separate things together and to make them into one. And while I was giving this topic, I went into, Canadian lawyers. I searched them online to say, what are the 3 leading causes of divorce in Canada? Number 1, finances. One of the leading causes of divorce, separation, disagreement in marriages in Canada, number 1 of it is finances. When both parties are not on the same page. When the woman is saying, this is my money, and the man is saying, this is our money. Or the man is saying, this is my money, the woman is saying, this is our money. Budget, unmet, financial crisis. And the second leading cause is infidelity in Canada. And when you talk about infidelity, I don't want you to look at it from the aspect of, the man went outside to go befriend somebody, slept with somebody. No, there are emotional infidelity. A man can be in infidelity with his mother. If your mother is more important to you than your wife, then, mothers are good, mothers are great, but your mother occupies a different state in your heart than your wife. So if my job becomes a priority to the extent that I don't give my husband the attention he needs, I am committing infidelity with that job, right? That's what I'm talking about. So infidelity, there are emotional infidelity. There are people, Jesus Christ, the Bible was saying, Jesus Christ was saying, I will never leave you nor forsake you. There are many men or many women who have not left when they are forsaking their spouses. Their needs no longer matter. That's what I'm talking about when I said infidelity. And the third one I have here is very, very weird and very, very common. I've fallen out of love. That's the third one. I've fallen out of love. I no longer love you. What's the reason? I don't know. I just don't feel love for you anymore. Those are the 3 leading causes of divorce in Canada. I no longer love you. My heart no longer beats for you. When I see you, something just irritates me. It's like I should just, completely get out of the whole situation. No longer in love. Another causes of conflict, that I also have experienced, especially in our relationship, I realize, most times when we have had a misunderstanding, one of the leading causes for us is because my husband is stressed and I'm stressed. We've been going and going and going, doing a lot of things, but now we are both stressed out. When I'm stressed, I get to become very, very edgy, agitated. He said something, and that thing, I just misinterpret it a different way. So stress, when you look at a couple who opt from one job to the other, there's no time to rest, there's no time to relax, there's no time to kind of, pay attention to each other. That's one of the leading causes. Even for children and parents. A child has gone to work, and the child is coming back home. The mother is like, can you please do this for me? The child, no, I'm tired, I can't do this, Stress. Even between friends. You've not slept for 3 days. You are doing homework and assignment. And your friend is saying something. Doesn't really mean any evil about it. But all of a sudden, the whole thing blow up into a bigger thing. So stress is another thing, Label is another thing. There are people we call difficult people. You have already made up your mind. This is a difficult person. Oh, my husband is very difficult. My wife is very difficult. The people from your area, they are very difficult, They say Ekiti people are very difficult. I don't know. I just spoke in tongues right now, right? They said Ijebu people are this. They said Canadian are this. They said, oh, Congolese are this. Oh, Ghanaian are this. All those stereotypes, sometimes, we don't really say them, but they're at the back of our mind. Especially when we are relating with people. And they are part of the things that kind of inform our behavior towards that person. Core beliefs. Some people get out of their homes into their parent home with a mindset, no man is ever going to control me. There are people like that. Core beliefs. Because they saw their dad controlling their mom. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's it. That's your own marriage. But me, I'm going with my with my cap on. No man is going to control me. And some men go into marriage too, thinking, no woman is going to make a fool of me. I am in charge here. I'm the boss, the king of my castle. All those mindsets, they are some of the leading causes of, stress in marriage and even in relationships.
Listen, when I wanted to get married to my wife and I went to their house, the first question is, this guy is from where? And I came from Ekiti. And the father said, no, you can't marry Ekiti. And I came from Ekiti. So are you happy you marry Ekiti man?
So it took a long time before I could finally summon the courage to introduce my archangel. To introduce, my husband to my dad. I was terrified. The reason being, in my family, they have a mindset that people are very, very stubborn.
Ekiti is a state.
It's a state in Nigeria, sorry.
And the stereotype is that people who come from that, they are very stubborn, they are very headache and that kind of thing.
But I prayed about it. I sought the face of God, and by the time I introduced my husband to my dad, the Lord has gone ahead of me. Yeah. And after that, many people have married a Ekiti man in my family.
Your junior sister.
My junior sister married an Ekiti man.
I enjoyed the marriage. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now, when you said fall in love or fall out of love, I mean, you guys, you are not married yet. I think don't fall in love, okay? Because people who fall in love, they fall out of love. Because I heard you say that I fall out. I don't love him again. I don't love her again. It's because you fell in love. Those who fell in love will fall out of love. Make sure you understand where you are coming from, and make sure God is in it. The day I got to know that my wife will be my wife, I didn't know where she came from. I didn't check it out. It was later. God will help us. Now, there are little things to add to what she said that bring conflict into relationships. Little things like, what are you going to eat for dinner tonight? This one said, let's take rice. This one said, let's go and get pizza. And little things like that, and they begin to drag. Little things. And then they can't sleep all night because this one is going for pizza. And this one is going for rice. Because they can't come to a common ground on that. Little things like, what to wear. We are going for an occasion. We are going for a wedding, we are going for a party. The wife is saying, I don't like that dress on you. The man said, I bought it with money.
We used to fight on that,
Oh,
why are you wearing that color? That color doesn't match what I wear. Yeah. We used to.
We used to. Yeah, I remember that because I bought it with money. I've not worn it in a long time. And you are telling me I should not wear that one. Little things like that. You see that with that, if it's not resolved and you get into the car, you are in hellfire. They won't talk. God help you if the journey is just about half an hour. If it's 2 hours down the road, it means nobody is talking to nobody. Listen, this world our life is too short. Our life is too short to be living in hell because of what to wear and what not to wear. Do you know some people go into conflict because go and shower? At night. I don't want to shower. I shower in the morning. Things like you don't. Because of that. Well, don't shower, don't come near me. I shower in the morning. You do go and shower. Praise God. These are little things I think they bring a lot of conflict into a relationship. And I won't mention sex, but sex is a big issue. Very big. Very big. I'm telling you, very, very big. Where a woman is using it as a weapon or the man is using it as a weapon. It's a big issue that brings conflict into a relationship. You want to say anything on little?
Yeah, little things. Like the video we watched, said don't sweat small stuff. Little thing could also be, I remember this very well. You know, when the kids have done something really wrong that I'm correcting them on, sometimes, you know, my husband will just keep quiet, you know, but when we get downstairs, that's when I start my own. I'm like, okay, when I was correcting them, why didn't you come in? Why didn't you go support me? You know, do you think I'm crazy? Am I not saying the right thing? Didn't they do something wrong? It will be like, well, I have already told them. I mean, you have already corrected them. You have told them what they did is wrong, and I heard you. Why do you need my input into that? I'll say, no. When you put your input, it helps to validate that I'm not crazy, that I'm saying the right thing. You understand? And that will cause conflict. I'll say, now they will think I'm the enemy of the family. You are the good person of the family. Why don't you just support me? Let's do it together. You know that they will know. You know, we join force together, kind of thing. You know, that has also caused a lot of conflict, you know, and I know that causes conflict among couple. And, you know, some of those little stuffs that Pastor spoke about, some of them, when you look underneath some of them, there are some hidden emotional pain that people who experience them don't even know that they're experiencing them. And that's why when we're doing couples therapy, it's always good. You see, anger, you may not agree with me, but anger is not an emotion. Anger is just a symptom that tells you that something is going underneath. Sometimes you are focusing on the anger, but there is something underneath that anger. There's something that is fueling that anger in that lady, in that girl. You know, have you ever been among people, you know, maybe a friend-to-friend relationship now, you get so tempted and your friend just reacted, you're like, this small thing, I didn't really mean it that way. That is what I'm talking about. There are some underlying things there, you know, that is causing the problem. And it could be childhood trauma. It could be an abuse. It could be, you know, physical abuse. Oh, I remember this, Pastor. When we got married, you know, when my husband wants to talk to me, he will raise his voice. And you know who raises his voice when talking to me? My father. When my father raises his voice, when my father goes to work and is coming home, we all disappear from the living room. You know, we start.
I didn't know I was.
I didn't know that. We just lay, you know, like my daddy, oh my God. You just have to tidy everywhere, make everywhere clean and sparkling clean. When he's coming, we all disappear. You carry book that you're not willing to read, and you put your head there. You understand? So when I got married, and my husband will raise his voice a little bit, he keeps.
I didn't know I was raising my voice.
Yeah, he keeps taking me back there. And I will say what like, why are you shouting at me? Why are you just shouting at me? I hate it when you shout. I'm not shouting, I'm just telling you what I mean. No. You're shouting. You know, so I'm seeing my father continually in my husband. I'm seeing my father is a disciplinarian. You know, I love him to pieces, but he is a disciplinarian. So I'm like, I'm not married to my father, I'm married to you. You have to lower your voice, you know. So a trigger, on and on, until we have to walk through it. And I have to tell him, look, when you're telling me something that is sensitive, it's important that you lower your voice to the barest minimum. Praise God.
Now I only talk louder when I'm in church. You see, what is loud to you or what is normal to you may not be normal to him or to her. So that's where we compromise comes in. Praise God. Amen. Now let's look more into how to resolve conflict, because it's inevitable. We run into it because wherever human beings are, wherever there are human interactions, there are bounds to it. So how do we resolve it? Number one on the list that we are going to share with you both is communication. I mean, you know this, but we want to be as practical as possible. That communication is very key. And I'm going to share with you from man's perspective. Men, we don't like to express our emotions. Maybe we want to appear strong on the outside.
Well, that's not good.
Well, I don't know. It's not good. Oh, you are recording. I'm getting too comfortable sitting down here. Okay. Anyway, so we don't like to express our emotions. I tell you, in the early part of our marriage, when we have conflict, my wife wants us to talk about it right now. As for me, I want to sleep over it right now. And I can even sleep on the bed.
On one side of the bed.
On one side of the bed. and pretend to be sleeping. And in fact, I may be doing some snoring.
So you were pretending.
I was pretending. And here is somebody who said, let's resolve this issue. So you can sleep this, and I wasn't sleeping. But I was using it as a weapon. But later I realized, this is too much a pain in the heart of me. Because by the time I want to wake up and discuss it, my wife is on scale 10. And when I'm on scale 3, and we realize we're just punishing ourselves for nothing. So, men, let us try and open up. You don't like it, let him know. Let her know. There's no big deal there. I'm speaking to my colleagues here, to my friends, husband, brothers. Let's learn how to communicate. Let them know. Let them know what you are feeling. Don't pretend as if you are strong. You are not strong. In fact, can I say this? Women are stronger than us.
Speaking, Pastor. Women, cheer Pastor on that.
So, with that in mind, if there is anything, let's learn to communicate. It doesn't reduce you. It doesn't reduce me either. I don't know what you want to add there.
Yeah, communication is key. Very vital to every relationship. And when you talk about communication, it's always good for you to listen attentively. I always say listen with a third ear to what exactly the person is saying. Sometimes we are encumbered with the response we want to give to our partner, that we miss out on the important information that the woman or the friend or your daughter is passing across to you. It's always good. I said this in one of our Bible study. There is a voice that does not use words. Listen. There are times people are saying something, but they are not saying it verbally. Communication sometimes is more, you see, verbal communication is 20% of the entire communication. You want to look at the eyes of your partner when they are talking. You want to look at the body language. You want to look at the emotion the person is displaying. All these combined together are the things that will let you know whether your partner is saying something that is important or not. Let there not be a woman here. Your husband is talking and you are busy fiddling with your phone. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Or you are facing the TV. Or a man is watching TV, is watching soccer. Yeah. What are you saying? That is a distraction. Give attention. You know what you are saying to that woman, or what you are saying to that man, or what you are saying to our children. Sometimes our children, we don't even pay attention to what they are saying. What we are saying is, you matter. You are important. I value you. You are number one on my list. That's what we are saying. When we are before the Lord and we are praying, what do? We take every distractions away in order to focus on God. It's the same thing with communication. Try as much as possible to listen attentively. And when you can't hear what the other person is saying, there is nothing bad in, can you please repeat yourself? There's not.
Or you paraphrase.
Or you paraphrase and say, so what you are trying to tell me is, that's one of the things, you matter, I care, your needs are my priority. And when you want to discuss sensitive issue, couples listen. When you want to discuss a very sensitive issue, this is what I use in my marriage. Sensitive issue that has the potential to want to lead into conflict. Two things that I do that has been very, very helpful. Number one, we go outside the house to discuss it. I've never seen a man, you're sitting down opposite your husband or a woman, sitting and you are intimating and the man is yelling and screaming. No. No matter the emotional arousal, the man will copy, the woman will copy when you are outside. When you want to discuss something really, really sensitive, go outside of the house, go for lunch together, go to Timothy together, sit down there and say, okay, that thing that I wanted to discuss with you. Or another thing that I've tried that has been very, very helpful.
So when you take me to...
especially when we want to discuss finance, we want to budget. We don't discuss it in the bedroom. We go outside, where people can see us outside. They say, pastor is arguing with his wife. No. That's not going to happen. Or if there are other things that are really, really sensitive that I want to discuss, and we can't go outside. I look for the best of time. Listen, there is time for everything. Don't discuss sensitive issue when the man is stressed out or when the woman is stressed out. Look for the time when you are both relaxed. Look for the time when both of you will be able to pay attention to each other. That's very, very important. And you can move a little bit closer. What I do with my husband, I move a little bit closer. Affection. Bring affection into play. To say, hey, I'm giving you affection now. Don't blow out. Don't blow up, something like that. These are practical things, but it's been very, very,
you see, last night, we were here all day. We were here all day yesterday after the workers' meeting we had with the membership. I know we spent about 4 or 5 hours, and from there we were still in here, and my children had gone home to spend about 2 or 3 hours, and they were back again for the choir rehearsal, and they spent another 3 or 4 hours. And I said, look, let me treat these people. I left there around 8 p.m. I went to Chinese store to order shrimp fried rice. I know they love it. We have food at home. I know they love Chinese rice. And I went there. I ordered nice ones. And I brought it home. They came in around 8 or so. Maybe to come and start preparing food. But when they saw it, and I put some malt there for them in the fridge to match. The moment they said, who bought all of that? I said, I did it. I said, I bought that. Is there anything happening? And you know what? One of them said, I won't mention the name. He said, because the night before, I scolded them or something. He said, Pastor, are you trying to woo us here today? I said, no. I said, you'll be out all day. You know, something like that. And everybody came, they were happy. And they ate. And everybody went to bed. No, see, even when you go up sometimes, you come down again to their level. Praise God. How do we communicate more? Don't use the word, you did this last time. You are doing it again. Criticism. When you tell me that, you know what I'm going to do? I want to defend myself by all means. It's natural. I want to defend myself. I remember when you did this. I remember, and you know, some of us, we are very anointed to remember what happened 3 years ago. And you come all the way, you, and you begin to criticize. So I will bring defensiveness to it. I will bring stonewalling. What they call stonewalling is you shut down. Whatever you are saying doesn't matter to me anymore. So we don't want to communicate in a way to accuse the other party. Find a way to say, you know what, this situation I realized it affected me the other time. Maybe the way you spoke. You know, just find a way. Don't become accusatory. Don't accuse. Don't be judgmental, if I may use that language. Because the moment you do that, everything is going to go through the roof. Praise God.
You know, there's an acronym that I will encourage every one of us to learn, especially when you suddenly become excessively angry and you know you are angry. It's called STOP. Everybody say stop. S stand for don't do nothing. Don't act. Don't talk. Don't do nothing. The S means stop. T means take a step back. Take a step back from the situation. Taking a step back for somebody could mean I'm going to my bedroom. For somebody could mean I just want to go drink water. For another person could be I'm just going for a walk. That is take a step back. O means observe what is going on within you. Observe what is going on around you. Observe the other person's, body language and behavior. Observe everything. O, observe. And P means proceed mindfully. What do I mean by that? Begin to ask yourself question. What do I do that will make this situation worse? What can I do that will make it better? Can this situation wait until I feel better to be able to communicate? Am I in the right frame of mind to communicate this in such a way that I'm not attacking attacking or criticizing my partner or my friend or my loved one. So stop. I have used this a lot. S means stop. Don't do nothing. Because it's very, very hard to be rational when you are angry. And that's why a 50-year-old woman could behave like a teenager and begin to, body language and talk and do some things. No. Stop. Don't just do anything at all. O, observe. T means take a step back from the situation. Watch it as a video. Detach yourself from the situation momentarily. O means observe what is going on within you. And P means proceed mindfully. Now, for any conversation to be productive when you are in crisis, it must have 3 vital ingredients. Let's write it down too. Number 1, there must be validation. There must be validation. Validation. No. Before that one, there should be mirror. When you mirror back to your partner what exactly you are hearing. For instance, I'll say words like, darling, are you saying this? Is this what you are saying? No, that's not what I'm saying. Because you want to make sure that you hear the other party very well before you begin to respond. Mirror back what you are hearing from your partner. The second one is validation. Validate. Listen, you don't need to understand before you can validate. You don't need to. Sometimes we're like, you shouldn't feel that way. That little thing. No. A man, a woman, people are entitled to their feelings and their emotions. So validation sounds like, I'm starting to see how anxious you are. It could mean I'm beginning to realize that each time I raise my voice, you always feel terrified about it. That's validation. And the last one is empathy and understanding. I can imagine how embarrassing that must have been for you. I'm beginning to feel what it feels like to be in your shoe. I'm so sorry. That's empathy. All these things are very, very important in a relationship. In a relationship, there are 2 types of people in every relationship. There is the tiger and there is the snail. In every relationship. The tiger is the one who wants to talk everything. The snail is the one who just wants to recoil inside. So how do you match the 2? That's what you use. Empathy, validation, and you mirror back to your partner what exactly you are hearing from your partner.
So we can't have 2 tigers.
You can. If you have 2 tigers, then head the road.
We can't have 2 tigers.
No.
Okay. Now, hear this, church. The way you raise a 2-year-old, you can't raise a 13-year-old like that. I mean, once upon a time when our kids were 3, 4, 5 years old, now they are in 20. Now they are in 18, 19, 13. Now, if I want to say I'm going to use the same method that I used when they were 3, 4, 5 years old, it won't work. There comes a time when you need to make a shift. Otherwise, they will shift away. You will lose them. Like I told you yesterday, I want to bring the tension down by bringing shrimp fried rice home. To say, yeah, I still love you guys. Take. And they all smiled. But my point was clear last night. I made it clear. But if they were 5, 6, 7 years old, I can still say, sit down, they will sit down. But now when I say sit down to an 18-year, 21-year-old, even if he doesn't say no, the body language will tell me. And if I'm too much on them, I may lose them. So we must learn as leaders, as pastors, as husbands, as wives, to see how do I balance up here. There are moments where we need to make a shift, lest we lose them. Praise God. Another point we want to talk about so that we don't stress the communication aspect is what I call assumptions. I mean, Mighty Washimolo said several years ago, he said, assumption is the mother of mess up. When you assume, you will soon realize that your assumption was wrong. And we make that a lot in relationships. Again, when I say relationship, it could be in office. He didn't greet me the way he greeted me. You don't know what the other party has been through. You will soon realize that it's not about you, after all. But your assumption is completely wrong. And when we begin to act on those assumptions, and because they are wrong, they are baseless, it makes everything a mess at the end of the day. Praise God. You know what I mean by assumption? I know what you are thinking. This is what you must be saying. You are not in my mind. You don't know what I'm talking about. But for you to be thinking for me is too much for you. We can seek clarification. And let me share this with us. When we got married, I was living with my sister before I got married. So that was where I was used to. So after evening, now we got married, we got our own house. And every Sunday evening, we want to drive down there, to just go and relax and fellowship with them. But I realized that each time we go there, the husband to my sister now is somebody who is very, very lousy. He can say anything to hurt you, or not intentionally, but he will say, particularly to my wife, he said, "These people who are this light complexion," he said, "These people, they are just fine, but you don't know what is going on." And this is my wife. He said, "There are people like that. If they are beautiful like this, there must be demon possessed." And now so I said I've married a demon. No, they will say all of that. And even though I didn't agree with them, I wouldn't say anything. I would just, and when we will be going home later in the evening, my wife would say, when they were saying all of this, you didn't talk. You didn't say anything. I said, not that I agree with them, but what do you want me to say? And then we'll be fighting in the car as we are driving back home. When I realized that this thing continued, you know what I did? We stopped going there. At least for the next 6 months or so. I said, instead, people who said it now, they are enjoying, they are relaxing, and I'm still now dealing with the aftermath. Those are the kind of things that when there's no point going there. If it's going to bring pain to my heart and to the heart of my wife, we stop going there, and that's how we resolve it. They were the one calling, "We are not seeing you now." Is everything okay? As everything is okay. Praise God.
And we also see assumptions, even between pastors and members' relationship. People are coming from different backgrounds. Honestly, you guys are really great,
Yeah.
Great members that we
Please
have.
put your hands together.
Put your hands together. Great members that we have.
Great people here.
But there are some assumptions that we place on our leaders. We place assumptions on our leader that they should know this, or a departmental leader, or even we just place so much assumption. If I'm sick, they just have to visit. For instance, maybe a member of the church is sick, and then the Lizzie has gone to visit the person. If Mama has not come, no, that sickness is still going to linger. For some people, where's Pastor Lola? And there are times even when you have seen Pastor Lola, but Pastor himself has not come. Pastor Lola and Pastor, they are the same. Praise God.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that? So even for your birthdays, if Pastor has sent you a greetings, Pastor Lola has already sent you a greeting. Don't say, I didn't see your
here.
Those are the assumptions that we're talking about. We assume that things should be certain way, things should be certain in certain direction. The Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Between friends to friends, you are doing your birthday, your friend came and did a lot of beautiful things for you, and you're like, okay, it's my turn now. Your friend didn't do anything because you have assumed the way she did to you, the way you did to her, she should do the same thing back to you. Maybe there are situations and circumstances surrounding the person, that is not allowing the person to be able to do it. So let's learn to have a very, very large heart. And another thing I'm always victims of is this. I assume that my husband should be able to know what I need. But right now, I'm beginning to learn to verbalize it. For instance, an example pastor always loves to give is, there was a day I wanted to go to work. And I was running behind schedule. I needed to cook some things. I needed to wash plates and do anything. And Pastor was sitting on the dining table and he was on his computer and everything. And I kept on saying, and there's no gas in my car. And I need to get fruit for staff meeting, and everything. And it was just cool and just doing his own thing, And after some time...
It was an information, right?
After some time I said, I'm really angry. Can't you hear what I'm saying? He said, you are giving me an information. I said, no, I'm I'm not giving you an information, I'm asking you to act. He said, okay, let's back out a little bit here. What exactly do you want? I said, I want you to help me get the food, and I want you to help me put gas in my car. He said, sure, I will do it. You see that?
She wasn't coming straight, right?
But I wasn't coming straight. No, but why? Because I didn't want to sound as if I'm coercing him to do something for me. I expect it to come from me because that loving her. I always tell him, I said, when I tell people to do something for me and they do it, that's great, that's fantastic, I love that. But you know what is more fantastic for me? When people take it out. That makes me feel like a princess. Women, am I talking about? It's about women that are talking. Am I talking about you? You see, but when they take it out and say, oh, my wife is really tired, I need to cook breakfast in bed for my wife today. I love that. Or as a friend, you are like, oh, my friend, she needs to go to work. I'm just going to pick her up and drop her today. When you just take that initiative, that is key, Pastor.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, we are learning, amen?
Amen.
So anytime my wife is saying now, I'm running late, I need to get gas, I know that she's telling me, can you help me do that?
But I'm beginning to come straight now.
You are beginning
to request for what I want.
Exactly.
But I would love if you figure it out, right? That's more romantic and that's more loving. Yeah, I love that one.
Okay. Praise God. Praise God. I mean, let's come out again. If it's not getting it, you tell him. Praise God. Now let's learn to take responsibility. That's another thing. For our behavior, please. There's nothing stopping you to say, you know what? I think I blew it here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And the way you say that I'm sorry, it matters a lot. I want to look you straight in the eye. Say, you know what? I'm sorry. To your friend, I think I'm wrong here. The person who learns how to say sorry is the stronger one. Look at him in the face. I made a mistake here. I'm very sorry about this. Now, I want you to be trustworthy enough to say, I accept your sorry or your apology. Because to some people, it takes a lot out of people to say sorry. It takes a lot. Now, for me to say sorry, and you say, I don't mean it. I mean it. For me to say it, I've gone far and beyond. That's what you say. That is how you said sorry last week. You said sorry 2 weeks ago. Sir, take it. Believe me. Because love believeth all things. Say, I appreciate your apology. And thank you for it. So let's learn to take responsibility. Say, please, thank you. Sorry for this. And when we do that, it's going to help us a long way. And we can say things like, will you choose to forgive me in your heart? I think Bob taught us that when he came for relationship seminar. Please, will you find a place in your heart to forgive me about this? I'm sorry. And of course, this is our month of, this is our year of grace upon grace. Say, I receive grace not to offend you in this area. I'm so sorry about that. And then you accept it as well. Praise God.
Another area is, being sensitive to the need of your friend, the need of your children, or the need of your partner. Being very, very sensitive. Sometimes, most times as women, we are so encumbered with taking care of our children that we don't even remember our spouses. Young mothers in the house. Sometimes we're so encumbered. Be sensitive. Watch what's going on with this man. I saw a client, I think about 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember now. The husband was going through a lot, but she didn't know. And the man himself didn't know. Until one day, he just realized that the character of the man has changed. She couldn't really place what was responsible for the character. And they had an argument and the man left home. At workplace, he stumbled and then they rushed him to the hospital and realized that he was having a brain tumor. But she didn't know. That was the reason for the change in character. That was the reason for his aggressive behavior. But she took it like, oh, it has changed. Oh, it has changed. This thing, that's the way they always behave. Men are this, men are that. One of our major regrets. Meanwhile, the man was going through a lot. When was the last time, woman, that you look at your husband in the eyes and say, are you okay? Is everything all right with you? What can I do to support you? Men, when was the last time you look at your woman in the face and say, hey, is everything all right? I noticed that, you're adding a little bit of weight. Is everything all right? Or you are losing some weight. Is everything all right? Or I noticed that you're not smiling as you used to smile before. Some people, when they're under stress, they add weight. Some people, they lose weight. Some people, they add weight, right? Yeah, so these are all indications. Our body are talking. You understand? Or maybe you have a husband who is always jovial and always friendly. All of a sudden, he becomes a grumpy man. You need to pay attention to it and say, are you okay? Is everything all right? Can we pray together? Are you going through anything? And please be open enough to be able to express what you need. I remember, this was actually yesterday. We were in church after the membership class, right? After the membership class, myself and Pastor were downstairs. And we wanted to really do a rehearsal for this that we are presenting to you. But I know that when my husband is tired, he can't function when he's tired. He's somebody like, who will sleep for 10 minutes and it's okay, power nap. I don't do that. I need 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. You understand? So, I saw him, he sat there, I said, oh yeah, let's go. I said, the way I'm looking at your face, you're really tired. I said, you know what? Go have a nap. Just lie down there. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to call you. I'll wake you up and then we can go through this. 30 minutes, I saw the way he was sleeping. I said, I'll just wait for 1 hour until he's okay. You understand? That is the kind of care and love that I'm talking about.
Come on now.
Yeah. And then when he was ready, Pastor said, so when after about an hour, he was even the one that woke up himself. And when he woke up, he was able to really engage and were able to do a lot of things together. So pay attention to your spouse, even to children. There are some sickness that would have been averted if we pay attention on time. Take time to look at them. Don't say this small boy is just running up and down. No. Take time to look at them. Pay attention to their eyeball. Pay attention to their lips. Do you know a woman actually saved the life of her husband from heart attack just because she noticed a little slight change in the lips? She's like, something is wrong with your lips. We need to go to the hospital. We have to go. The man said, oh, yeah, I'm okay. You're always looking at everything. The woman said, no. We need to go to the hospital. There's a slight change when you are talking. And I can't really place it. And they got to the hospital. They realized that the man had a minor heart attack the previous night. When was the last time you looked at people around you? Even friends to friends. Let's pay attention. Be sensitive. Everybody needs attention, security, safety. Make it a priority. And another thing, let me say quickly. You see, don't compare your husband with another person's husband. And don't compare your wife with another person's wife. As we are different, our terms are different, so are our needs different. My husband's need is completely different. You see, I look at my husband, I look at my dad. My dad was the first man that I ever had contact with in my life, right? But they are completely different. So I need to learn what my husband's needs are. And I need to learn to be able to meet them. So these are, even with friends too, learn what your friends need. Not everybody needs gifts and all this. Some people don't even need hug. There are women who say, I don't want everybody to hug me. Love language. What are they?
You love that.
Oh, mommy, I love that. I love touch, that's my love language.
Every morning before she goes to work, I give her a hug.
Yes, and when I come back, my husband hugs me, right? But if I'm home before him, if he's coming home, then I go and give him a hug.
Very
you see?
important.
So that touch is very, very important. I love it.
I was giving her, and my daughter is saying,
I need a hug too.
That's victory. Yeah.
I need a hug.
He said, me too, come on.
Praise God.
And he gave it to her, to I pray for her. Very jealous girl.
Let me say this. Time is running out. Time is running out. I want you to see the impact of conflict on your children as a couple, on your friends, on people around you. Over children, now let me talk this because this is very important. Over the children, the impact of conflict is huge. I will tell you a story. When we were in Nigeria, and I guess they were much younger than they are now, there was this girl who came to spend holiday with him. And one evening, myself and my wife, we were downstairs. So the girls, and they were upstairs, and they were talking, they were doing their own thing. And me and my wife, we were just enjoying, we were talking about the sport, we were laughing. And the girl who came to spend vacation with them, she was screaming and screaming. And then ran into the closet, into the wardrobe closet. And then she was crying there. And my little girl was saying, what is wrong with you? He said, it's a pastor and mama are fighting. And we weren't fighting, we were just talking. He said, what happened? And then we had to come upstairs and say, what is going on? What I'm telling you is over 20 years ago. What is happening? He said, when my mommy and daddy, when they are talking like that, they were fighting. So I thought you two were fighting. I said, really? And you can see the damage that has brought on that little girl. Praise God. You may think they are not seeing it. When you are doing that in relationship, you are telling them that relationship doesn't work. You are telling them marriage is a hell. I was talking with a couple on Friday, and it was an Indian couple, and they said, and the lady said, I'm not going to get married. He said, show me one person who is happy in marriage. I said, really? I said, I'm happy in my marriage. I enjoy my marriage. He said, no marriage, no. He said, no person. You know why I say that? When she looks around her life, there's no happy marriage. And this lady is close to 40 years. So you can see how it's destroying institutions. It brings fear, it brings stress. People lose confidence because of conflict. And they don't know. Even between husband and wife, you can't function maximally when you are in conflict. You may pretend to, but you are not. So these are the things, the effect that conflict can bring. It can bring trauma, sickness, stress. So please, let's mark it. I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I want you to. What do you do when I, as your pastor, as your husband, I'm constantly doing something to hurt you after promising you that I will never do so? Maybe I've told you, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And that thing is hurting you. And I'm doing it over and over again. What will you do?
So, what I have here is number one, let the person know exactly how that particular behavior is affecting you. Sometimes we complain about issue, but we don't really tell our spouses or our friends how that particular behavior is affecting us. So number one, make it very clear. When you do this, I feel this way. When you do this affects me this way. You know, be very, very open and honest about it. Another thing also is, you see, in the earlier age of our marriage, when we're having intense crisis, one of the things that transformed our marriage, for me personally, Pastor will probably have his own story, side of the story, is I started asking the Lord to change me, not my husband. One thing that we don't know is this, you see, your behavior is absolutely your responsibility. Sometimes we blame the situation. It's because the man is doing it. That's the reason why I'm doing it. It's because the man is talking this way. That's the reason why I'm doing it. But you choose to act that way. For instance, in your office, Aren't there people in your office that has offended you? Did you quit the job? You stayed there. You stayed there because you're getting money from the place. You suck it in. You absorb it. If I can absorb for job, why can't I absorb for my marriage? For the peace of God to reign and for my children to be able to grow up under a healthy atmosphere. So I started asking the Lord to change me, Another thing that I did is I recognized that my behavior is absolutely my responsibility. Number 2, I start to focus on my spouse's strength. You see, there is no man who is a devil. There's no woman who is absolutely a devil. Everybody has their own strength. Focus on the strength. Whatever you focus on in your relationship is magnified. If you focus on the problem gets bigger. If you focus on good things or health or something that is working, it gets bigger. So another thing I did was to focus on the strength of my husband. And I also made a decision to own my happiness. And let me say this again and again. You see, nobody is responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness. And happiness is not a state of situation and circumstances around you. It's a decision that you make regardless of the situation and circumstances around you. So if somebody keeps doing something again and again, from your own part, that's what to do. But from the part of the person who keeps hurting again and again, I just want to ask, reach out for help. Reach out for help. Reach out for help and say, what can I do? How can I better myself in this area? There's always room for improvement. And I remember what Pastor said, the beginning of this year, he said, we must learn, unlearn, and relearn. And our relationship, they are growing. When your relationship between a year and 3 years of marriage is different from relationship you have when your marriage is 10 years to 15 years. It's different from what you have at the 20 years upward or from 40 years upward. As we are growing, relationships are growing. Our emotions are growing. So it's a learning process that we need to keep doing again and again. This morning I was telling my husband, I can't remember when last we argued in the house. Does it mean he doesn't do something to hurt me? Oh yes, there are times he does that. But you know what? I'm just tired. I just want to live a good life. I want to live a happy life. And I remember in those days when we were always arguing and everything, my head was failing around that time. You know why? A lot of things. My body is shaking. My chest is pounding. I'm not able to sleep very well. Before you know it, ulcer is coming. This one is coming. That one is coming. One of the leading cause of cancer, breast cancer in women, is because of relationship crisis. Is it really worth it? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So it's better for us to make a decision to say, I'm going to own my happiness. It's mine.
How do you, I will answer this one. I hope I can answer this one. How do you manage a situation when what you love in her, that is your spouse or friend, is the same cause of conflict? Number 1, you love that she can talk, but now that talk becomes a pain to you. Number 2, she looks good, but it takes much time to get ready for church. Number 3, she's very stylish, but it's getting too expensive. Love, she can cook, but the house is smelling. You can't eat your cake and have it. I mean, those are good things. She's stylish, but she's expensive. She cooks good food, but the house is smelling. But you can help too. Once she's cooking, go to Walmart, get the freshener. See the way to help out.
Clean the house.
Clean the house. Can I tell you, and I say it with all confidence, my children are here. There are times when I see plate in the sink, I roll up my sleeve and I clean them up.
Friday.
I did it on Friday.
Yes.
Put your hands on it. I did it on Friday. And yet I'm the head of the house. And yet I'm the pastor. There are times they get tired too, right? I won't say, Tolu, come and wash the plate. Faith, come, no. They do it, but when I see that things aren't working out the way it should be, I go there and do it. You can help out. You can help out. So, those questions, to answer it, give room for improvement. I put it down here. Have a vision that you are working on. Listen, when you are, I know you are on budget. Make the budget clear. Let the spouse or your friend or your children, when they are putting their hand on the toy, Daddy, I want this toy, I want that toy. If it's not in budget, let him know. But you want to buy a house this year, or you want to have your own room this year. I want to take you out of the big. You understand? So let them be part of the decision process. Don't just say that we are budget, we are budget. No. Budget for what? They don't know what we're talking about. So bring them into the picture. Let them own it so that they are part of what we are talking about. Praise God. Let's take one more because time is up. Let me see here quickly. Okay, Pastor Lola, what do you do when a man wants to buy stuff, take out food, and the man is saying, or you are saying, no, okay, we're on budget. I think you've answered. I've answered that. Let's move on quickly. What do you do when you are doing everything humanly possible to please your spouse, or your friend, or your children, and they don't feel loved? And you think you are doing your best, but I can't feel it. I don't see it. I don't know. How do we handle that? I mean, okay, let me share this with you. I just love standing up. I don't know. You see, I took my wife out on the cruise when I was married on 25. Nice cruise. I think we went with Bro Femba and his wife. We were there, very nice. We were enjoying the place. And one night, we were after the dinner. We saw some people, they were dancing. I think it was the 25th year or the 25th day. So it was very crucial to us. We were there in the balcony relaxing, and then they put the music on. And my wife said we should go and dance. And I look at the people who are dancing downstairs. I look at them. I said, I don't want to dance. I thought it was a joke. And my wife keeps saying, let's go and dance. This is our 25th year of the 25th day. I said, how can I dance with these people? I'm not dancing. As little as it was. And I thought it was little. It was when we got into the room that I know this wasn't little. My wife said, you can't dance with me on my 25th. I pay for the cruise. It's like not going to the floor to dance with my wife.
I negate the cruise.
Now the point is this. That is what she wanted. But when we went back on cruise, I was the one saying, let's go down. Let's go down. Because I know what he said. I said, let's go. He said, no, we are not dancing now. I said, really? Praise God. Know the love language of your spouse. I thought it was a little thing. Dancing is okay. I dance in church. I dance everywhere. But this was special to her. Marriage is compromise. But I learned it that day. Any day she wants to dance, now we go. I'm the first guy who will jump in. And so know the love language of your spouse. And I want us to stop here. Maybe you want to answer one more and close. How do you manage your work life, Pastor Lola? You are a wife, a career lady, you are a mother, you are a mentor, you are everything. And I know some of you are like that. How do you balance it with spiritual life? Particularly with teenagers like this.
I'll say, one of the things that has helped me is priority. I don't live my day just to go anyhow. By the time I wake up in the morning, I already know how I'm going to spend that day. And there are things that I prioritize. Honestly speaking, number one, I prioritize my spiritual life. Nothing is going to come between me and God. Then secondly, my immediate family. I prioritize that. And then every other thing comes after that. You understand? So have a priority and stick to your priority. Not only that, on a day-to-day basis, have a to-do list, what you want to do, what you want to achieve on that day. Another thing is listen to your body. Sometimes we just get to that point where we collapse before we realize, oh my God, I'm tired. When you know you're tired, take a time out. Take a time to go and rest. But most importantly, let's just ask the Holy Spirit to help us to be able to balance it all.
And when you are in need, please reach out. We are your pastors.
Yeah.
And we won't take side with nobody. We will say that if at the age of 55 I'm still telling lie. it doesn't pay me. Nothing to gain out of it. So reach out for help. Don't say, don't bring the issue of this marriage to anywhere. Really? You are not an island. When I see people whose marriages are 60 years, I want to ask them, how did you get this far? Because I know it's not easy. Praise God. Give me 1 Peter. You want to say something? Yeah. Give me 1 Peter chapter 3. A message, verse 8 to 12. That is my closing remark for you.
And for couples, please don't wait until you have 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours before you can connect together. You can have 30 minutes of connection that will look as if it's a big deal. One of the things we do now is, once we do our evening devotion, we go downstairs into our bedroom and then we start to talk. Until we both of us just fall asleep. Whoever sleeps first. So don't wait until, I'm looking for 3 hours. I'm looking for 4 hours. 20 minutes, 10 minutes here and there. Just spend it together. Your husband wants to go to Toronto to go and get something. And you're like, okay, go. See you later. There are days I don't want to go with my husband. But because I want to connect with him, I jump into the car. I have no business wherever he's going. But because I want to make my relationship a priority, I jump into the car because I know when both of us are locked in the car, at least we'll be able to talk and connect together. So still time here and there. And another thing is, please always bring fun into your marriage. Bring fun. Life is too simple. I was sharing yesterday with the membership people, membership class. I think it's happened, was it last week or the week before the last? I left work and I didn't tell people, I forgot to text my husband to let him know that I'm going somewhere. So he was calling me repeatedly and my phone was on silent. I was actually with Debbie,
That was past 6.
And it was past 6. Usually I get home. If I'm leaving office and I'm going to come home straight, I always let him know I'm coming home straight. If I want to go somewhere, I tell him I'm going somewhere. But this particular day, I just forgot. He escaped my mind. And that's another thing. You see, husband, wife, know the whereabouts of your spouse. Know where they are gone. Don't just leave home. Or your children. Even children. Let your parents know where you are. Don't just leave and say, it doesn't really matter, And check in on each other. During the day, how is your job going? How are you doing? Those are the ways that we show love. So this particular day, I just went to work and I left work. I forgot. I just went. I was having a marvelous time with Debbie. And the pastor called me. He couldn't get hold of me. He called Mojola. Repeatedly, did you get your mom? He said they can't get me. You understand? And as soon as I finished, I got back into my car. I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh my God, like series of missed call there.
Because I miss my wife, right?
And I called him immediately, right? I said, when my husband said, are you okay? He didn't even say much, right? I know he was really angry. So I was just making my way home. And I said, God, how do I really handle this? You know what I did? As soon as I opened the door of the house, I started singing, oh, Lord, me, oh, me, alright. Even if the man is a devil, he was, you see, he started smiling. I said, no, don't sing that song. I said, Juko, Shala, Dani. I said, stand up now, let's dance now. That's our favorite song. Are you getting me? And the whole thing just went down. I knew I was wrong. But number one, I diffused the tension. That's the first thing I did. And later on, I said, can I just serve you your food? I served him his food. And after that, I said, I'm so sorry that I didn't call you. I was wrong. It was an oversight on my part. Look at it. Do you know that single thing could cause 1 week of not talking to each other for some couple? Life is too short. May the Lord give us the strength and the grace to do this in Jesus' name.
So know the song that turn your spouse on. Okay?
Yes.
So that one, once it's this one is going to be Praise God. The Lord bless you. Even when we have conflict with friends in church, because it's possible, right? What do? We know that we are coming from different backgrounds with different viewpoints on issues. But in any case, let's know. Jesus gave us a very good way on how to handle such things in Matthew chapter 18. He said, go and approach him. If he doesn't agree, Call a friend, one or two. If he doesn't, go to the church, not to the court. Court is, it shouldn't even be hard at all. Shall we rise up in Jesus' name?